always find it a little bit weird starting the bike up in a small area like this, like it's effectively just a large alleyway this. Because not only does the bike make a decent bit of noise, but it's sort of like, it gets the attention of people, which I don't mind. It's just I prefer when people don't stare at you. Right, these bloody electric scooters then. Let's have some of that, shall we? So, in my town, they decided, hey, let's introduce these electric scooters. It's like a trial thing. They do it in the US as well, and apparently they're quite popular. And the results here have been very mixed. As someone who doesn't ride a scooter, I was going to download the app, because this is how it all works. Download the app, and then you pay through the app for how long you use the scooter for. So jump on the scooter, give it a boot with your phone, your smartphone, and then Bob's your uncle, off you go, you start riding. And from there, do your ride, stop somewhere, leave the scooter in a reasonable place, and off you go. Give it another boop or something, and then that confirms you have now finished your ride. Hooray! Get into gear, please, Jellybean. Thank you. What I was going to do is download the app, jump on one of these scooters, see if there was like a free trial kind of thing. Give it a boop, go for a ride in full gear, full motorcycle gear, because I saw 3 lads around my town centre doing this. In full motorcycle gear, whizzing up and down, and they were having obviously a bit of fun, and it looked really fun. Of course it did. You see someone else do it, it makes you want to do it as well. That's how gambling mechanics work in video games, kids. Don't do it. You have nothing to gain. Yeah, I was going to jump on one of those, have a bit of the video, this video being me on the scooter basically going on this lovely little thing and enjoying it. So when I had a look on the App Store for, I think there's 3 different companies in my area, I had a look on each different app, and numerous people have had issues where the app doesn't let you finish the ride. Now, call me crazy, but something that doesn't let you stop something, like payment, for example, is an app which should not be on your store or on the App Store. However, it works for some people, it doesn't for others. That seems like it needs fixing ASAP. One person reckoned they got charged $90 for it. Oh, spicy. I just thought, ooh, if I start a free trial, I can only use so much, but then I've got their app on my phone. Nah, I'm alright. For me, it's not worth... it's not worth the hassle of downloading an app on my phone. They get access to information, la-di-da, that information's probably going to get shared somewhere, and then I start getting emails, and oh, I've got to unsubscribe from this, that and the other, and oh, we're sorry to see you go. Yeah, push it along, push your scooter along like a normal child. You bloody grown-ups. Time and time again, here's some pictures by the way. I've seen people with these bloody scooters riding up and down, up and down. I've seen them riding in the road, I've seen them riding against traffic, I've seen them, oh blimey, when we were in lockdown, for example, there was I was walking to the shop, and there was a large group of like 12 people, 12, 13, 14 people, all with these like rented scooters. Like, they're obviously out on a bit of a lark, a bit of a laugh, but I just found it quite funny how, you know, as far as gangs go, they've sort of like reduced themselves to, that's a giant son of a hat. They've sort of reduced themselves to these like electric scooty wooties. I find it quite hilarious, but may I digress. When people are finished with these things, they dump them. They literally just dump them. Now, there was quite an interesting copyright case, I believe, from the States, where when these things get left in stupid areas, they can get impounded. Of course they can, because people don't want them on their private properties and so on and so forth. So they would have someone paid to take it away or something, and naturally the impound or whatever it is has to get their money. And these companies weren't willing to pay to get their property back. They were just making more scooters and basically dumping them out on the streets for more people to use. Can you see what the issue is here? When you have a circulation of scooters, I think it was like $2 million they accumulated in fines and like charges. So they just started auctioning these things off. It's like, well, if you're not going to take responsibility for them, then we'll just auction them off. So this one lad, these things are coded, and I believe it's a copyright system on their code, which means you can't edit it to break it. So what this guy did was he removed everything in that, made his own damn code, basically made his own rented scooter, his own private singular rented scooter. In the same way this company's got this scooter, that company's got that scooter, he had his own unique scooter. And they said, nah, you can't do that. So I believe they tried taking it to court. He got some lawyers involved, and then the case was settled in his favour. He has not edited your code, he has removed the entire unit and put his own one in there. Screw you. People have just been dumping these things all over the place. I've seen 2 of them side by side dumped on a pathway, so if anyone comes along with a bicycle or something, they're probably going to smash into those. Hooray. We love it. I don't know if it was some kind of like sadistic trap or something, where someone was going to spring out on the bush, but naturally, being the nice citizen I am, scooted into one side. So okay, done. And then of course you could leave it somewhere nice, and then someone else is just going to come along and kick it over. What's the point? So local residents in my area have basically said as much. These scooters are being left, right and centre. That's a bus lane, that's a bus lane, that's a bus lane, that's a bus lane, it's a bus lane, it's a bus lane, it's a bus lane, it's a bus lane. There you go, now you're out of it. I love doing that down here. The amount of times I come down here and people just drive in what is clearly marked as a bus lane. Like, you can't drive in there. It's not for you. Local residents have basically been complaining that these things are left in stupid places. So the company has said, well, the companies, let's say, have said, oh yeah, we're going to look into it. Bollocks. Absolute bollocks. You can't stop people from dumping something if they want to dump it. Fly tippers are a perfect example of that. So with these scooters, not only they're getting left everywhere, in front of people's driveways, on people's properties, when they don't want them there. Oh, blimey. You can exercise common sense, of all things. Common sense. And yet that is too much for a lot of people to do. I'm going that way. Why did I point? I could have just put my indicator on and just let him go. Ugh. Oh, hello. More bad. Prime example, right there. Bam. You cannot leave your little scooter in a bloody parking space, you moron. Look how much space there is there on a pathway. Incredible. We have electric bicycles. Okay. Alright, one's left there, one's left there. Okay, fine, yeah, okay, I see where you're coming from. So these electric bicycles, they have certain points where you can pick them up and put them. Parking bays, parking stations, all that kind of stuff. Hooray! Right. Bunch of black and orange ones there, like those. Bunch of white and green ones there, fine. Now, I need not remind you there's a national pandemic on at the moment, right? So when you have these electric bicycles, which have already been taken away once because people kept vandalising them and mistreating them, they then got reintroduced. Then the pandemic hit. Hooray! Handlebars. People's hands go on there. Guess what else people's hands do? Yeah. So let's introduce another issue when there's a pandemic on. Electric scooters. Oh look, it's a new thing. I've got to try this out, haven't I? Electric scooters. Oh boy, you see where I'm coming from. No. These should not be on the bloody streets. Especially during this time. Company's got to make money, apparently. It's a trial thing. It's an up and coming town, city. We have to innovate. We have to introduce new means of public transport to people, public transport, private transport, because when you rent these things out, here's another bloody great big thing, when you rent these things out, it also covers you to actually rent them, to ride them in a public manner. So you are basically buying some sort of like insurance. If you have an incident or collision or some sort on one of these scooters, you are semi-covered for it, depending on what that is and what that story entails. Thames Valley Police released a statement, and they said if you have one of these scooters which you've purchased yourself, it is a private scooter for your own personal use, you are not covered to ride that on the roads or pathways. You should not be riding it. So guess what? You spent all that money on one of these electric scooters which are capable of doing what, 15, 20, 30 mile an hour? That's bloody fast for a scooter with no gear on. And that's not even to say like people can overcharge these things, overclock them and get significant power boosts out of them. Blimey, it's amazing what you can do with electricals. The light's green and now it's, oh my days. Oh wow, that is prime taxi territory there. Wow, congratulations. Oh, we nearly saw a collision. Yeah, it's you again, innit? Oh my, you've cocked that right up. Fucking skyline. That is the worst, I promise you, that is the worst taxi company in this bloody town. If there's going to be an incident or someone driving stupid, I used to get, before I started riding, I used to get taxis to and from work. I'm getting distracted here, hang on. I used to get taxis to and from work when it was ridiculously cold, and several times I've had people, like taxi drivers, literally on their phones while driving. You tell them, can you not use your phone? You're driving. They'll be like, oh yeah, it's just a quick conversation. No. Put that phone down, you absolute twat. Whether they do it or not. And then of course you ring up the company later on, say hi, registration, la 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 la. Taxi driver was on his phone the entire journey, asked him not to be, and he just carried on babbling away to his mate. Hooray. Oh, look at that bloody queue, bloody hell. Good luck shopping. It's like you should have done it sooner. Or don't do it at all. Haha. You see where I'm coming from? I hope you do. I'm trying to tie this together, but I'm doing a terrible job of it. Yeah, it's, boop. Get a lovely audio of Jelly Bean and all of her acoustic glory in here. Acoustic, there we go. Yeah. I love it, it's like one big tunnel. Ready? Don't do it too much, you'll anger the locals. So yeah, anyway, point being, of all things, as is my way of looking at life, people are stupid, people don't care about a national pandemic, people will ride electric bicycles and electric scooters like bloody morons. They'll leave the things all over the place, they will trash them, they will mistreat them, and then we're left in a situation where, oh look, we've now got to go into lockdown again. It's true, it's happening, it's happened, hooray. Time and time again, people were dumb, people were stupid, people do not care. That massive queue outside of Argos, why are you there? There's a massive queue there. Do your shopping online. I know not everyone can do their shopping online, okay? Chill out. But my point still remains. Leave it until things are better. Like, you don't have to buy for... Oh, I'm going to go on a full-on rant now. You don't have to buy for Christmas. You don't have to buy in a January sale. Let's buy a new TV for 600 quid. Oh, it's a great deal. No, it isn't. Get a bicycle. Get a motorcycle instead. Buy one of those in a January sale. Then a few months later, oh look, it's now cheaper. Can't win. You can't win. Anyway, rant, everything over. This has gone on for a while now, hasn't it? Haha. Yeah, to think we were way over there when we started. Fun times. So I thought I'd finish the video here because everything considered, everything that is what's going on at the moment, we're in a struggling time, a trying time, a desperate time, we're in a stupid time. And yet, the world is still so beautiful. I hope that we can take away at the very least that Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, people are stupid, stay clear of stupid people. It's quite a crap way to end the video, really, isn't it? But no, in all seriousness, the world is surprisingly beautiful during winter, when things are just calm and collective. Everything going on at the moment, look how it is up here. Nothing. It's wonderful.